What's going on? I think we are live. Yep, looks good. Cool. How's everyone doing? So, yeah, thanks for joining in on the live stream. Today, I'm going to be breaking down my beat called Touch Me, and it's inspired by Conan. I remember this spring I was in Austin and I was listening to Conan's album that had recently come out, and I just remember being super inspired by it, and I was like, man, I want to do something like that. It was just very bold, and it was very like 80s, and then the melodies were so good. So yeah, that's what inspired me to get into this. I'm gonna drink some water like really quick, but we're about to hop in. All right, cool. All right, let's see. Let's begin. And then, yeah, also while we're doing the stream, if you have any questions related to this beat or just other music questions, always happy to answer them and just chat and hang. So, all right, cool. So the beat, we start with these keys that sound like this. And yeah, that's basically that's a thing, you know. Sorry, let me check something real quick. I'm paranoid. All right, we're good. Okay, cool. Yeah, so this is what started it. So this is what I started writing to. Yeah, just got a nice sound from this Jupiter, and played some chords. I want to say they're a little, yeah, I mean, these are a little unquantized to give it some feel, but most of these are locked in. So, let's see. What I like about this, 1, 2, 3, it's on like that. And 1, 2, 3, and 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. E, 2, 3. It's on the E. Dun, 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 dun. Which it feels so good. Love the way these keys sound. And then these basically stay the same until the pre-chorus. Let's see. We have the next thing is this bass, and it sounds like this. So originally I started with this bass. It's like a thinner sounding 80s bass. Sounds like this. Very thin, right? Originally, there was some low end to it, but it didn't have enough low end to carry it. So I ended up adding a lower sub bass that just doubles it. So this sounds like this. And both of them work together and sound like this. So you get the nice high end, and then you get the nice low end. But yeah, so it's just carrying the the bass line is a really nice. One of the themes you'll see throughout this beat is that the bass kind of carries the whole production. Also, one of the things I didn't mention was the reverb on it. Using one of Logic's reverbs, apparently. It sounds pretty good. All right, so yeah, at this point, we just have these keys and bass going. You'll see, we'll get back to some of the other elements that come in. One thing I like about this beat is that the way that the pre-chorus changes. So, you know, we're over here grooving with the same progression, but then we change the chords, which I like. I like whenever you can have a pre-chorus that sets up a chorus, and sometimes a good way to do that is by changing chords. Yeah, and what I like is that I think what's cool about this is that the bass over here in the verse is very like sparse, just kind of doing a melody thing, you know? And then it picks up eighth note kind of thing. Very melodic, so melodic. Melodic bass stuff is just, it's the best. All right, and we have, let's see what else is going on in here. We'll talk about the drums for verse 1. So these drums, we have, they sound like this. Okay, so basically just a kick, nothing crazy, reverb on it. What are the logic verbs? Have a snare. Snare already had a nice reverb to it because it's an Oliver snare. And then I actually used a hat loop, which I don't always do. But sometimes it is cool to use a hi-hat loop because it'll just give you a different, just a different feel, and a different timbre compared to probably what you would normally do yourself. What can be a little annoying sometimes about hi-hat loops is that sometimes you feel like you're locked into them and you can't really edit them the way you could, like an actual virtual drummer, for instance. But you'll see, so I have this hi-hat loop going, and I actually added in my own open hat that actually isn't in the loop, because the loop by itself sounds like this. Right? So I just added in, my own open hat that sounds like this. And then so together, the hat. And it's a lower pitch, which technically doesn't sound natural, but in the context of the beat, I don't think it really matters. Okay, actually I take that back. It actually does sound different, but I guess I didn't care. Let's see. All right, and then added this pad in to kind of give it a little filler. Pretty standard Juno pad. So I added in this ARP fill to set up the chorus, and that sounds like this. Nice, right? Okay, and so I added these like staccato stabs to enhance the chords in the chorus. I think these are fifths. Yeah. And then to set up the chorus, just made the drums go ba-da-da-da. Just chopped with the snare, and then added a little reverse cymbal. Normally I would use a riser, but because of the 80s, I think, if you listen to music from the past, you'll hear they don't have a lot of the same sounds that, we do. So you'll see things like, cymbal risers a lot more. So in the context of this beat, it just, seems to fit since it's an 80s beat. Yeah, these chords move a lot in this beat. So our keys change. So originally, let's see, this is the patch up here. Apparently, there was a reason. Let's see why I did this. I think I was dealing with maybe some frequency, like low end. These are brighter too. Yeah, I think I just had some frequencies that... Yeah, so I know I brightened these, and I think I had to, like, take care of some low-mid stuff. So that's why I put these keys on a different track, but they're still pretty similar. Added in this different layer to just give it even more high-end. Yeah, so it's basically copying what this is doing. And that can also be a nice contrast. So, like, you're going into the chorus, and sometimes it's nice to layer some instruments, just layer things, like get more high-end from something else. Because if your verse is pretty dark, it's nice to have, low-end when the chorus actually does hit, Cool. Let's make sure everything's good. We're good. And yeah, so bass again changes. So it's interesting because this bass here, very sparse, right? Like barely playing it. And then when it hits the chorus, we're like all in and one into it. Yeah, eighth notes. Yeah. So this bass just changed a lot, which I think is a cool thing about this one. Yeah, so bass just doing this eighth note thing. Sounds like there's phase on it. Yeah, it sounds like I have some phase. No, just chorus. Okay, yeah, that's the bass for the chorus. Let's see, we added these. Yep. Okay, so we have our keys over here that are holding it down, right? And they sound like this. And these melody keys just kind of carry us along, propel us forward. So together, those keys sound like this. Kind of function together, And then this little piano underneath just propels us along, right? These little bells just give us a little bit of sauce. Man, love that. We added in a little pad just to give us a little filler. Yeah, and that's really it for the chorus keys. I really like the way these all kind of fit together like a puzzle. So... let's see, what's next? Yeah, drums, we definitely added in some new layers. So it looks like originally we had this. So this would be like, if nothing changed on the drums, this is how they would have sounded on the chorus, right? If I would have just kept the same verse drums. Pretty boring. So added in a drum loop to just kind of give it some more body. So it sounds like this. In context, sounds like this. Wolfgang Pander drum loop. American Pop Star 2. Right, let's see. No, there's only one. American Pop Star. yeah, Wolfgang Pander actually sells a really nice kit. It's got guitar loops and some drum loops, and it's sick. So, anyways, quick plug. And then the added in a shaker, kind of fill it out some more. Added in a top loop to give us some more, what's the word? Percussion? That's a lame word. It's not percussion. All right, and then yeah, just a couple claps and stuff to kind of enhance some of the downbeats. Yep. So that's what these additional, with so without the additional stuff, our drums are just like this, boring. But when we add in all this extra business, we got a song, Okay. Add in some toms in the chorus. Cool. These look like cashmere samples. Nice. Cool. All right. That's that. Okay, so the chorus just kind of carries on. Into verse 2. Pretty similar to verse 1, besides this vibra slap that's coming up right here. And I brought in this eighth note guitar, sounds like this, just to carry it along. Brought in a pad for the pre-chorus. Oh, that's nice. This is cool. I love the way all these melodically fit together. So, you've got your keys up here holding it down, right? You got your keys up here holding it down. And then you've got this pad coming in here. That's nice. And then this enhancing the chords. Was it the 7th? It is the 7th. Yep. And then brings us in. And what's cool, so this previously, this pad hadn't actually been in the song yet, so it's just now. It's appearing first here, and now I'm just carrying it over, right? Yeah, just carrying it over into the chorus, which kind of sets it up, Here, let me see if I can add some more space on this. All right, should do it. All right. It sounds really nice in the chorus, this. Yeah, so it seems like that's... Oh, wait. We added some guitars, too, that weren't here before. So these sound like this. I'm definitely using my telly for this. just gives us some more rhythmic information, you know, about it. Yeah, sound good. And then like the outro chorus thing. All right, let's talk about this. Yep, so I added in a little guitar solo deal. And yeah, sounds like this. Here, let's start with a little processing on it. It sounds like I tracked it with a lot of effects already. Just added some more. I don't know if there's honestly much to talk about in this. What is cool is that I added a little harmony, a little guitar harmony, if you will. Basically just supporting the main line. So together they sound like this. Pretty sick. All right, and then this. And then yeah, so the end, kind of just try to do like a cool drum fill with cymbals. Let's see, so these sound like. Yeah. Let's see. All right, cool. And then, yeah, that's basically how I made it. I don't think I'm really missing anything. We'll get into some just nerd stuff for here for a second. So I know, like, not everyone on here is a music producer. So I won't get too deep into it. But basically, it's pretty common whenever you're... Well, so like whenever you're creating music like this in like a, you know, a DAW, what we call it, like Logic or whatever, all of the tracks, you know, they funnel out of one place, you know, basically like one stereo file. So basically it's called your master bus, and essentially, you know, what a lot of people do is we put a lot of effects on the end, basically to... There's a lot of reasons. We get more loudness there, and then we can also compress things, put things together. But a lot of what we're trying to do is to, like, you know, control dynamics, maybe do EQing, but really just kind of like make everything feel more glued together. So without any processing on it, it's probably going to be a lot quieter. Is what it sounds like, right? Kind of weak. So weak, actually. Let's hear it without the volume stuff. So, or we'll leave these on. Let's see if this makes a difference if I take any of this stuff off. And we'll get into the stuff in a second. I mean, these are doing like... Yeah, So you can hear as I kind of turn stuff on and off, things are changing. So it looks like with this, I ended up boosting a little bit of low end to my overall mix. Generally don't do that. I guess I felt the need for this. Added a tape machine. So a tape machine's cool because it gives your song something like more of like an analog vibe. And for an 80s beat, I feel like that was crucial because, 80s music was mostly was recorded in the 80s, right? And they didn't have digital like what I'm working on now. So they were recording in a tape machines that looked like this kind of. Actually looked just like this, from what I understand. And basically, it's cool to use these plugins to kind of make it feel older, and yeah, that's what that's doing. And then I guess this is some compression I guess I needed. And then yeah, this plugin just kind of fixes masking frequencies, kind of makes everything feel more open. It's really good. And then this, really getting loudness and some kind of EQ characteristics, you could say. I'm using this plugin for stereo imaging, making stuff feel wider. So without it, you'll notice it gets slightly wider when I turn this on. Slightly. And then this is just kind of for loudness, Anyways, that's nerd stuff. I know most of you guys probably don't get into the weeds that deep. But anyways, yeah, that is the breakdown for this beat. If there's anything else you want to see, feel free to, leave a comment in this video and ask for a certain beat. I wouldn't mind breaking that down for you. So anyways, yeah, hope y'all have a great rest of the week. And yeah, I will see you next week.